When a girl sends a picture of like her outfit to a guy and the guy's like, oh, you look so good, can I see the back? Like, that is just screaming horn dog, desperate, like, ugh.
Apparently now checking out a girl in a dress is an ick. You know, I've been seeing all over TikTok, and that's probably it, but I've been seeing all over TikTok all these girls putting out videos of what gives them the ick. And in case you guys don't know what the ick is, it simply just means turnoffs. But for some reason, all these women put out these videos about what turns them off. I'm not sure why they're putting these out. Like, we give a damn, right? But regardless of us not giving a damn, they continue to put out these videos. So I thought it would be fun to just go through a few of them so you could see what women think are the ick, and we can dissect them from there, because everyone wants to know what women find a turn on and a turn off. So let's get to it.
As a woman, I'm going to tell you what we are not attracted to. My number one thing has to be when a man acts feminine. And here's a few examples of that. One, if you think that you deserve princess treatment as a man, goodbye. Please take the next bus stop the fuck away from me. So, like most women, I commonly post my Insta post to my Insta story. If you see that and you're viewing my Insta story and not liking my posts, goodbye, get away from me. That gives me just such an ick. I'm like, oh no, ew, you're acting like a girl. If a man asks to go 50-50 for anything, leave. If a man can't text you good morning, you're gone. If a man tries to make you jealous and bring up other girls, literally just disgusting. Like, I would rather be friends with them than you. And I say friends because no men in this generation can commit, and they think situationships are the new normal. Also, I would never in my life be in a situationship. I just would leave. Because those men, ick, goodbye. Men that expect you to call and or text them first, feminine, goodbye. My own friends treat me better, sir. But yeah, I think a lot of women in this generation are starting to realize we don't need men, they actually need us. And yeah, so don't be afraid to walk away, ladies.
Well, I agree with her that most women are going to find, or pretty much all women are going to find feminine behavior to be an ick. The fact that almost everything that she rattled off was not feminine behavior at all. It was actually masculine behavior. She just doesn't like it, which makes me think that this whole video was directed towards a particular guy, probably a guy who did all those things. And she's making it public and she's making it known that she does not like those things. But I mean, since when is not liking one of your posts a feminine trait? I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, actually. And when is it when a woman contacts you first, or you're waiting for a woman to contact you first? Since when is that feminine? So almost all these things that she rattled off, like I said, I think are just directed towards one particular guy that she probably recently broke up with, or she wasn't getting her way. So she decided to make a video to make it known to everybody that she finds these things a turnoff. But everything that she said, or at least most of it, most women aren't going to care about any of those things. I mean, they might not like it, but it's not going to turn them off. It's not really giving them the ick. So to me, this just sounds like these are things that annoy her, but don't really turn her off. I mean, the fact that she's making a video about it tells me right away that it does not turn her off. Like I've said to some of you guys in the past, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. So if she were completely indifferent about a guy, she would not be going through this hassle of making a video talking about all the things that gives her the ick, which actually means that these things don't really turn her off. They just annoy her and frustrate her. And believe it or not, when a woman is frustrated, it's actually raising her attraction, at least in certain circumstances. But it does not give her the ick, or it does not turn her off. So besides the fact that she says that feminine behavior gives her the ick and it's a turnoff, that part is true. But the things that she rattled off, really, I didn't see any of them to be feminine per se. So when you watch these videos, don't get it into your head that every girl thinks the same way, because that's just not true. These are just personal pet peeves or things that annoy her in a relationship. But let's see what other girls have to say.
Here are the biggest icks that girls have about guys. I'm not talking about like their looks. I'm talking about specific things that they do. So boys, watch this video so you can learn. And girls, let me know if you agree with these. Number 1, when a girl sends a picture of like her outfit to a guy and the guy's like, oh, you look so good. Can I see the back? Like, that is just screaming horn dog, desperate, like, ugh. A girl is more likely to show you the back of her dress if you don't ask. Number 2, a girl is like telling the guy that she's going to take a nap, or especially even worse, like take a shower. And the guy's like, where's my invite? If we wanted to invite you, we would invite you. Bro, who do you think you are coming into the shower with us, bro? Okay, and last one, this kind of piggybacks off the other one. When you end the hangout with a guy and he's like, oh, where's my hug at? Now I just don't want to hug you.
Again, none of these things that she has said really have proven to be a turnoff for a majority of women. Again, these just sound like things that annoy her personally. And I guarantee one thing is that if it was a really good looking guy that she was very attracted to, none of these things would matter to her at all. She's just giving out things that annoy her from average looking guys or guys that she's not really all that attracted to. So always keep those things in mind, because a lot of things that women say that they like and what they don't like has a lot to do with how attracted to the guy they actually are. In fact, I did a video a while back called Women's Impossible Standards. And in it, I talk about all the traits that a man must have before they get involved with him. But I also talk about how none of that matters when she's truly attracted to you. Because girls will say this, that a guy must have this and this and this before I even consider dating him. But then you see her like a couple weeks later and she's with a new guy and he has none of those things. And it's simply because she's attracted to him on a visceral level. She's not even thinking about her bullet point list of all the things a guy must have when she feels this attraction for a guy. Women tend to really only think about those things, her bullet point list of what a man must have, when the guy's kind of average or she's on the fence about the guy. But if it's like an immediate attraction, she's not thinking about that. As an example, some women, or I should say a lot of women, say that they want a man over 6 feet tall. But the average height, at least in the US for men, is 5'10". And when a girl's really attracted to you, do you think she's getting out a tape measure to see how tall you are? No, she doesn't care about that stuff. So just my point being is these annoyances or icks that these girls say that turns them off usually won't be a big deal unless she's not that attracted to the guy. You see what I mean? So when women tell you that you must be this, or they tell you this thing gives me the ick and that thing gives me the ick, personally, I don't even pay attention to that stuff anymore, because tomorrow it could completely change. And if you're living your life trying to twist and turn and be that guy that she wants, she's never going to really feel that attraction for you, because for a woman, her attraction comes from deep within, which is usually based on your vibe and how you make her feel and all that. It's very emotional. Whereas for us guys, at least initially, it's almost purely physical. I mean, it's visual. We see a beautiful woman with a beautiful body and we're like, damn, I'm sold. But for women, they may find you good looking like that right off the bat, but they're not really sold yet, at least in most cases. They need to test you a little bit, see how confident you are, see how you are with around her friends and her family. She needs to experience certain circumstances and see how you react to those. All of this stuff before she really opens up her heart and lets herself fall in love with you. But what it all boils down to is don't pay attention to all this stuff, especially with so many different girls on TikTok talking about all their different icks. I mean, it's enough to drive you crazy if you're trying to actually pay attention to each and every one of those things. But it doesn't stop there.
I just made a list of my insane icks, because sometimes there are things that guys do that I just cannot get past at all. Like, these are deal breakers. I thought I would share because also these are just low-key red flags. Number 1, never asking about someone else. I don't know what is in the air, but recently I've come across so many narcissists who just don't even think, like it doesn't even cross their mind for them to ask questions about you. Ugh. Try hard energy. If you give me the energy that you just like need everyone to like you, I can't stand it. Immediately no. This one might be a hot take. Loves going out. Listen, sometimes I'm in the mood to go out, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. But the people who like make it their personality to love going out, I don't know about you. Skinny jeans. I'm not explaining. Another hot take, calling someone girl best friend. Listen, you can have other friends. They can be girls, but you should be dating your best friend. IMO. Okay, this one's like weirdly specific, but needs to be heard in a group. You know, those are the people where you're hanging out in a group and they just like need to be heard. Like they just need to contribute to every part of the conversation. They think they're just so superior that they need to be heard. I hate it.
Well, at least this girl had some real things that actually do turn women off. I mean, there are still some corny things like a guy that loves going out. I don't think that really turns her off. I think it annoys her. You see what I mean? But skinny jeans, yeah, I could agree with that. That looks weird on dudes. Sorry, guys who are wearing skinny jeans, but it's not a good look for men. But this is just another example of a woman that has a bunch of things. Most of them are just things that annoy her. They're like pet peeves. They're not actual turnoffs. And the funny thing is, on TikTok, when I was going through some videos, I noticed that a lot of women, when they were videos for guys who are listing their icks, women were making fun of them, saying that, well, men don't understand what icks are. They're talking about pet peeves. Well, women are doing the same exact thing. But like I said, at least with this girl, she had a few authentic ones that actually would turn off a lot of women. But at least half of those were just things that just annoy her. And I love how she has on here, insane icks. Oh my God, those are so insane. But this all goes back to what I was saying before, and that's just that you don't need to pay attention to all these things. All these women are going to have different opinions on different things that they don't like, what guys do. And this is why you just want to stick to the fundamentals of what I teach. I teach you guys a lot of the things that turn women on and turn them off. And as long as you are working within that wall, you should be okay. Of course, there are going to be some women who have some little strange thing that really gets to them, probably something that was from their childhood or something. But other than that, the fundamentals work on every level with 99.9% of the women out there. So ignore all these girls' different icks, ignore all those traits that women say that they must have for men, their bullet point list, and just focus on having fun with women, going out, being playful, keeping things flirty and light, and of course, being a man and standing up for yourself when it calls for it. And if you do that, you should be just fine with women, for the majority of them at least. This whole ick trend is just ridiculous. Every video that I come across where girls talk about their icks, I'm just rolling my eyes and thinking, you know, if a guy tried to adhere to each and every one of these things, it would drive him crazy. In fact, there's a guy on TikTok, I don't remember his handle, but you guys may have seen this, but he makes videos of and list every single ick that a girl has in these videos. And the last one I saw, it was up to like 500 and something. All these ridiculous things that women say gives them the ick. So if you're paying attention to all that stuff, you know, it's going to drive you crazy, and you're never going to want to go out. You're never going to want to talk to a woman. You're never going to think that a woman is actually going to be interested in you. Plus, you can't be an authentic man this way. It would turn you into basically a nice guy that women don't like that either. So overall, just don't pay attention to all these icks. Don't pay attention to their bullet point list of everything that a guy must have before they date them. And just live your life. Pay attention to the fundamentals. The fundamentals that I teach are important. These things will help you way more than you realize. I mean, I know some of you guys who've been following me for a long time have actually put this stuff into practice, and you know it works. I've heard from you guys. You guys tell me like, oh my God, that worked. So it does work, but you can't be bending and twisting yourself into a pretzel and bending over backwards and jumping through hoops of fire just to make a woman like you. It actually has the opposite effect. And I guarantee even one of these girls, let's say you were dating one of them and you paid attention to all these icks that they talk about in the video, and you did the opposite of that, they would actually sense that you're trying too hard to fit into their ideal. And that would actually give them the ick. So just focus on yourself, Work on becoming a better man and don't worry about what any of these girls say, okay? And it really only matters for one girl when you're talking to her, not the hundreds of thousands or millions of girls on TikTok judging you. Don't even worry about them. They're like nobody's to you. But if you guys are running into problems with a particular girl or maybe a couple and you need my personal help, just head on over to my website at soa.fm, click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see that I have several options for you to choose from. I offer phone coaching for my North American clients, and I offer Zoom coaching for my clients outside North America. And if you just have a quick question, feel free to register for the site and post your questions on the main page there. And me and other members will give you our feedback. It's that simple, and it's totally free. The coaching, the one-on-one coaching isn't free, but I think you'll find that it is absolutely worth the money. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.